It was a quiet afternoon by the shore, where the waves rolled in gently and the scent of salt hung in the air. The beach was mostly empty, save for an old woman sitting by a weathered wooden table covered in seashell crafts. Her eyes, though wrinkled with age, still sparkled with the calm wisdom of someone who had lived through many seasons. That's where Amara found herself, barefoot in the sand, lost in thought. She was a young woman with a mind full of dreams, too many, in fact. Business ideas, book concepts, skills she wanted to learn, places she wanted to see. Her heart burned with the desire to succeed, yet she remained stuck, paralyzed by the weight of too many options, too many fears, and an endless list of what-ifs. Amara slowed as she passed the old woman, then stopped. Something about her presence felt grounding. She hesitated for a moment, then approached. "I don't mean to disturb you," Amara began, "but may I sit here for a while?" The old woman looked up and nodded with a gentle smile. "Of course, child. Sit. The wind is kind today." Amara sat, folding her arms tightly. "I have a question," she said, eyes fixed on the distant waves. "How do you know what to start with, when your head is full of so many ideas?" The old woman chuckled softly. "Ah, another sailor waiting for the perfect wind." Amara turned to her, puzzled. "Sailor?" "Yes," the woman said. "Let me tell you a story." And so, the story began. There was once a man who built a beautiful boat. Strong wood, bright sails, and every piece handcrafted with care. He had dreams of exploring the world, new lands, riches, wisdom. But he made one promise to himself. He would only set sail when the wind was just right. So he waited. Each morning, he'd stand by the sea, scanning the sky. If the wind came from the east, he'd shake his head. Not today. Too uncertain. If it blew from the west, too risky. If the skies were clear, what if it changes? And if there were clouds, well, best to stay safe. Days became months. Months turned to years. The boat, untouched, began to decay. The sails sagged, the ropes wore out. And still, he waited, for the wind that never came. Meanwhile, others set out in less than perfect boats. They faced storms, yes. Some got lost. Some cried, but many learned. Many reached far shores. They adjusted their sails, fixed their leaks along the way, and discovered the strength that comes from doing, not waiting. When the old woman finished her tale, Amara sat in silence. "He never sailed?" she finally asked. "Never," the woman replied. "He spent a lifetime building dreams, and none living them." Amara looked down. "I think I might be that man." "Maybe," the old woman said gently, "but you don't have to be. Tell me, what idea keeps coming back to you? The one that shows up when you're quiet, when you're not trying so hard to choose." Amara thought for a moment. One idea did rise above the rest. It wasn't the loudest. It wasn't even the most promising on paper. But it was the one her heart quietly reached for. She nodded. "There is one." "Then that's your sail," the woman said. "Pick it up. Don't worry about the storm. Don't wait for the perfect breeze. Start rowing. The sea will teach you." "But what if I make the wrong choice?" "You might," she said, "but even a wrong start is better than standing still. Every step forward teaches, and every failure moves you closer to the truth." Amara felt something shift inside her. She looked out at the horizon again. Same sea, same waves, but something had changed. "Just start with one," the old woman said, softly but firmly. "If you try to carry all your ideas at once, you'll drown. Choose one. Begin. Even small. Even shaky. Just begin. The rest will follow." Amara stood slowly. She didn't have it all figured out, not yet. But for the first time in a long while, she felt ready to move. She thanked the old woman and walked away, the wind brushing against her face. And somewhere in her heart, a sail began to rise. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it. Choose one dream, raise your sail, and start rowing. If this story lit a spark in you, share it with someone else who's been waiting too long. And remember, movement is the cure for fear. Comment your biggest takeaway. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that move hearts and minds.